Once upon a time there was a caveman. He spent all day chasing rabbits, getting tired, and sometimes going hungry. Every rabbit he caught was one meal. If he didn't hunt, he didn't eat. This is what we call a 9-to-5 job. You work 1 hour, you get 1 gold coin. You stop working, the coins stop. One day, the caveman hops into the deep jungle and finds a wise shaman sitting in front of a glowing stone laptop. The shaman isn't tired. He isn't hunting. But next to him is a massive pile of gold coins. The caveman grunts. "How you get gold without chasing rabbit?" The shaman smiles. "I don't hunt rabbits. I built a machine that drops gold coins while I sleep." The caveman had no idea what that meant. But the shaman was about to explain everything. And what he said next changed the caveman's life forever. What is YouTube automation? The shaman points to the village square, the biggest, busiest place in the entire jungle. Thousands of villagers pour through it every single day, looking for stories, answers, and entertainment. They never stop coming. YouTube, the shaman says, is this village square, and YouTube automation is simply building a story cabin that tells stories to the village for you, even while you are sleeping in your cave. The caveman looks confused, so the shaman breaks it down. The old way. You stand in the square and tell the story yourself. You show your face. You use your voice. You perform every single day. You wake up early, prepare your spear, walk to the square, and perform for hours. And the moment you get tired and go home, the story stops. The gold stops. Just like hunting rabbits. Think about every hunter in the tribe who chases rabbits every single morning. The moment they stop running, the food stops coming. That is exactly how most people make money today, trading hours for gold coins, one at a time, every single day, until they are too old and too tired to run anymore. The automation way. You build a story cabin. You use AI magic spells to write the story, draw the pictures, and do the voice for you. The cabin tells the story while you rest. You don't need to show your face. You don't even need your own voice. You just pick a topic, like how to fight mammoths, or the best berries in the jungle, or how cavemen can sleep better, and the story machine does the work. Here is a real example. Imagine a hunter who knows nothing about fish. He builds a story cabin in the village square all about fishing. He uses a magic spell to write the story, another to draw the pictures, and one more to do the voice. He posts the cabin on a Tuesday evening. By Friday, 10,000 villagers have walked in and watched. The merchants have paid him gold coins all week, and he never once picked up a fishing rod. You stop being the hunter. You become the owner of the machine that does the hunting for you. How the gold coins grow. The caveman nods slowly, but he still has one question. But how do I actually get the gold? The shaman points to the village square again. Watch. Every time a villager walks into a story cabin to watch a story, a merchant stands right next to it. That merchant pays the cabin owner a tiny piece of gold, just to show the villager a small sign for a few seconds. This is what we call advertising revenue. YouTube places ads inside your videos. Every time someone watches your video and sees an ad, YouTube shares a small piece of that advertising money with you. 10 villagers watch? A few gold coins. 10,000 villagers watch? A river of gold coins. 1,000,000 villagers watch? A mountain of gold coins so tall, the caveman cannot see the top. But the merchants do not just pay one way. The shaman explains that there are many merchants in the village square, and each one pays differently. Some merchants pay for the small signs. That is advertising. Other merchants pay when a villager walks into their own shop after watching the story. That is what we call affiliate marketing. Some merchants pay the cabin owner to mention their products inside the story itself. That is sponsorship. And some villagers love the story so much, they pay the cabin owner directly every single month just to keep making more. That is memberships and channel subscriptions. 4 different merchants, 4 different streams of gold coins. All from one story cabin. And here's the part that makes this different from every rabbit hunt the caveman has ever been on. Once the story cabin is built, it stays in the village square forever. It keeps telling the story, day after day, night after night, long after the caveman has gone home to rest by the fire. It is like planting a seed. At first you put in the work to plant it, but once it grows, it keeps dropping gold coins into your lap every single morning, whether you show up or not. A story cabin posted 2 years ago is still sitting in the village square right now, still collecting visitors, still earning gold coins for its owner while that hunter sleeps, travels, eats, or builds his next cabin. That is the gold coin machine. That is YouTube automation. The 3 stones of success. The caveman stares at the village square. He looks at all the story cabins. Some are small and empty. Some have lines of villagers stretching around the corner. He wants one of the busy ones. He wants one badly. But how do I make mine work, he asks. Why do some cabins have thousands of villagers, and others have none? The shaman holds up 3 fingers. To keep gold coins dropping, the shaman says, you only need 3 things. 1. The shiny rock, the thumbnail. You need a picture outside your cabin door that makes every villager walking past stop and say, "Ooh, what's that?" Without the shiny rock, they walk straight past. They never even look. The shiny rock is the difference between a cabin that sits empty and one that drops gold coins every hour. Think of it this way. 2 cabins sit side by side in the village square. Both are telling the exact same story about how to fight mammoths. The first cabin has a dull, dark picture outside its door, just some gray rocks and a blurry mammoth in the background. The second cabin has a bright, bold picture, a wide-eyed caveman mid-air, spear raised, giant mammoth behind him, the word "survived" painted in massive letters on the door. Every villager walking past stops at the second cabin. Nobody stops at the first. Same story, same information. Completely different result. That is how powerful the shiny rock is. The thumbnail is not decoration. It is the door. And if the door does not pull people in, the story inside never gets heard. 2. The good story. The content. Once the villagers walk in, you need to keep them there. This is where most new hunters fail. They get the villagers through the door, and then the story is boring or confusing, and the villagers leave after 30 seconds. If they stay till the end, the great village spirit, that is what we call the algorithm, notices. It thinks, "This is a good story. Let me show it to more people." And it sends more villagers. More villagers means more merchants. More merchants means more gold coins dropping into your box. The story is not just entertainment. It is the engine that powers the entire machine. Here is how it works in practice. A story cabin that keeps villagers watching for the full 5 minutes gets shown by the great village spirit to 50 more villagers. Those 50 watch. The spirit shows it to 500 more. Those 500 watch. Now it shows it to 50,000. This is what hunters call going viral. And it starts with one simple thing, a story good enough to keep people until the end. The great village spirit does not care how big your tribe is. It does not care how long you have been in the village square. It only asks one question. Are villagers staying to watch, or are they leaving early? Answer that question correctly, and the spirit becomes the most powerful distributor in the entire jungle, sending your story to millions of villagers for free. 3. The magic spell, automation and AI. This is the one that changes everything. This is the reason the shaman can sit calmly in the jungle while the gold coins stack up beside him. Instead of writing every story yourself, drawing every picture yourself, recording every voice yourself, and editing the whole thing yourself, you use one all-in-one AI tool that does it all for you. One magic spell that handles the script. One magic spell that builds the visuals. One magic spell that voices the story. One magic spell that edits the whole cabin from beginning to end. All inside one glowing stone. No 10 different tools spread across 10 different platforms. No confusion about which spell does what. No hiring a whole tribe of editors and designers and writers. Just one spell, and the cabin builds itself. This is what makes YouTube automation different from everything the Caveman has ever tried before. It is not about working harder. It is not about having more talent. It is about owning the right tool. A tool that multiplies the Caveman's efforts so completely that one hunter can do the work of 50. You become the chief of the village. You own the machine. And the machine drops gold coins while you sleep. Leaving the jungle behind. The Caveman looks at his old blunt spear. He turns it over in his hands slowly. He thinks about every morning he dragged himself out before sunrise, cold and tired, into the same jungle, chasing the same rabbits, wearing the same worn-out path through the same grass. Every rabbit, every tired night, just enough to survive, never enough to live. He throws the spear into the river. He doesn't want to chase rabbits anymore. He wants to build his own gold coin machine. He understands now that YouTube is not about being famous. It is not about showing your face or performing for the crowd. It is not about going viral once and hoping it happens again. It is about building a system. A repeatable, scalable system that drops gold coins into your lap while he sits by the fire. One story cabin at a time, one seed planted after another, until the whole jungle is full of cabins, and the gold coins never stop falling. The shaman smiles and hands the Caveman a small scroll. "This is my free YouTube automation mini-course," the shaman says, "made for every hunter who is tired of chasing rabbits and wants to earn gold coins while sleeping in the cave. Inside, all the current trending niches the village square is hungry for right now. Every way to collect gold coins so you never depend on just one merchant. And the best part? I will make it easier for every hunter with the one all-in-one magic spell I built myself, where you can create your shiny rock, tell your good story, and cast your magic spell all under one roof with just one click. No 10 different glowing stones. No confusion. Everything in one place." He pauses, then pulls out one more thing from his robe. "And I also built a small checking stone. Before any hunter puts their story cabin in the village square, this stone tells you whether your story is following the laws of the great village spirit or not. No more guessing. No more getting your cabin torn down. Check it before you post it." He places everything in the Caveman's hands. All of it is in the description. Every hunter is welcome. The hunt is over. Your scroll is waiting below.